Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Coffee with Father James. It's snowy, the snow's over. We are shooting this on Monday afternoon after that big snowstorm. We're digging out, and so I had to park down in the bottom parking lot. So I've got my coffee that I brought from home in my Yeti mug. It's a very, very good mug. Keeps things very, very warm. You may be wondering where I am today. Well, actually, don't tell Father Rob, but I'm in his office, I'm in his office for a reason, because this past week we tweeted a photograph of Rob standing in front of this plant. This, I think it's a cactus, isn't it? That has come into flower. Rob's very proud of it. Apparently, it was dying when he first came here, and if he dies anytime soon, he wants it buried with him. And so we tweeted a picture of Rob and the cactus, and it was the most popular thing we've ever put on social media. So I thought, well, I'll do anything to try to, get Coffee with Father James watch more often. So I thought I'd just play on the cactus theme here behind me. And on this side of me is a sign that says Vacari Deo in Latin. It's actually a gift that I gave to Father Rob after his ordination. It is the Latin translation of Psalm 46, verse 10, which is often translated as "Be still and know that I am God." And there are very different ways to translate that. Vacari Deo, the Latin, basically means make room for God, or vacate. It's the same word as vacate. So create a space for God to come in. Be still and know that I am God. My favorite translation of that verse is, will you sit down and shut up? Because oftentimes when we pray, we do all the talking. And I often think that God is kind of like someone trying to get a word in edgewise. Have you ever spoken with someone in conversation, maybe on the telephone, and you just can't get a word in edgewise because the person simply won't shut up? I think sometimes that's what God experiences the way that we pray, because we've reduced praying to talking or saying prayers to God, just saying, and we speak, and we never listen. Now, I'm bringing this up because we've announced this past weekend about the Lenten prayer workshop that we're starting on February 26th. We're very excited about it. We're going to be tying in the 5 Sundays of Lent and the themes of the readings and preaching into an overall theme called Renewing Our Covenant. And in the 5 Fridays of the weeks of Lent, we're going to be entering into this prayer workshop, unpacking different ways to pray, different ways to ultimately not just talk to God, but to listen, because it's the listening prayer that really makes the difference in our lives. So we hope that you will plan to participate in that event. Speaking of Lent, we have Ash Wednesday coming up. Thanks everyone for all the donations of palms. We got more than we ever imagined, and we've got someone to burn the palms and make the ashes. And so I just want to remind you that Mass times for Ash Wednesday are 9 a.m. St. Peter's site, 4 p.m. St. Anthony's, and 7 p.m. at St. Peter's, which will also be live streamed. Now, attendance is limited, 100 people at St. Peter's, 48 people at St. Anthony's. We will have to register, and so please go online and register. Now, registration isn't going to be opened. That's the snowplow. See, we're getting sound effects for you. We called in the snowplow to be here exactly while we were videotaping this, just to kind of give the sound effects, So you're going to have to register, and registration will be opening for Ash Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 12 noon. So please register, and if you don't register and you don't get in, please don't be upset with us. Speaking of not getting in, this past weekend at Masses, numbers were up. Numbers were up at all of our Masses except one. Can you guess which one numbers were not up? It's called Pandemic, Blizzard, and Super Bowl. But at the other Masses, numbers were up. We had 90 people at the 4 p.m. We had 98 at the 9 a.m. And we had 100 at the 11 a.m. and we had to turn 7 people away. We actually had to turn people away, which is not so good, but hey, it's great that we say, hey, church is so popular, we're turning them away, which is very exciting. We had 32 people at the 7 p.m., but it was beautiful. It was just a wonderful celebration. It was very cozy, very intimate. And the music this weekend at all of our masses was fantastic. And we also had First Communions this past weekend. We had two young men. We had Oscar and John receive First Holy Communion with their families at the 11 a.m. Mass, and Jaden at the 7 p.m. Mass. So congratulations to you. And if there are any other First Communion families out there listening in, there's one more weekend. We can have two families per Mass. The reason I say there's one more weekend is because we can't celebrate sacraments of initiation during Lent, at least under ordinary circumstances. And so you'll have to wait until after Easter for that as well. So, but there's still an opportunity this weekend if you get in touch with Brad at the office. Here's the email address right here if you want to have your child receive First Holy Communion before that time. So that is registration. That's Mass. I've got my list here. We've covered the Lenten series. Oh yeah, this Friday, we said last week that we would be starting an additional mail out on Fridays, the Friday video. And there's going to be the first one arriving in your inbox this Friday. It's going to be about Alpha. We've been talking a lot about Alpha and about how it's used within a Catholic context. I think that's about it. So I hope that you are keeping warm. I hope that you have dug out of your driveways by now. And let's keep praying that we don't get any blizzards on Sunday mornings. God bless.